Hmm. So I was doing some thinking while I was eating, and I think I understand why I'm having so much trouble right now. When I first fought Lawrence, I was on a build with a whirligig saw, and I relied a lot on rallying off the damage that I took. And I could get away with that because the whirligig saw does so much damage and actually staggers him a little bit. So without that extra boost, I think I'm having difficulty adjusting to how much damage I'm actually taking. I can't say for certain, but that seems at least plausible. Move! Oh, I dodged that. Most of it. Not that one. His attacks, they aren't that bad to dodge, but the sort of fire splash damage actually sort of screws me up a little. I think that the Scythe is probably better than the Blades of Mercy for this fight. Hello. Well, I just got chokeslammed. Let me just back away a little. Whoops. Another thing about this fight that is a little difficult is that Lawrence himself is actually really visually busy. So I actually get a bit of slowdown from time to time. Alright, second form. Let's see what we can do here. Hopefully not stand in the lava too much. It's a very Dark Souls 2 attack. Not in the lava! Ah, that sucked. Almost. Making progress. If I hadn't got stuck in the lava there, I would have done a lot better. I think the scythe is better for his first form. It has more reach and he's more mobile. I feel like I should say that Ludwig is still an unquestionably harder boss. It's just that I'm much more familiar with him because I didn't get lucky the first time I fought him. Just keep doing the hug attack. That's easy to avoid. Another thing I have trouble with is how delayed some of his slams are. Also, his feet do damage sometimes, and that's kind of annoying. Oh, hell. Please let go of me. Don't, don't worry about it. Only half of my back is broken. Oh, I got stuck. That sucked. Oh well. Like, this is legit one of the easier bosses in the DLC, and this is sort of perplexing. I suppose if all else fails, I can just come back later. I don't have to beat him. I would like to. I do rather resent having to come back to things. I feel like I should be able to do this now. Right by the entrance, I might as well. I should probably be talking more, but I am trying to concentrate. Oops. Alright, he is in magma form now. Alright, so I've noticed that the Blades of Mercy have a bit of a problem. They keep carrying me in front of him. And that's not a safe place to be. See? I'm gonna try switching back to the Burial Blade. I feel like that didn't hit me. No, out of the lava. Okay, Lawrence down. That only took like 5 hours longer than it should have. Time to spend all the echoes I just got on blood vials. Alright. Gosh. And there we go. I should actually, like, pop a something or other so I can repair that. Alright, let me redo my runes a little bit and then show you something cool. Alright, so the Beast's Embrace rune that we just got from Lawrence reads, after repeated experiments in controlling the Scourge of Beasts, the Gentle Embrace rune was discovered. When its implementation failed, the Embrace became a forbidden rune, but this knowledge became a foundation of the Healing Church. Those who swear this oath take on a ghastly form and enjoy accentuated transformation effects, especially while wielding a beast weapon. Scary werewolf. This is really only useful if you have the beast claws or a certain other weapon, I think. And I never bothered to go to Lauren on this character, so bleh. I'll go back to stamina regen for now. So I guess with that over with, we should actually progress and do things that are necessary to continue instead of dicking around with an optional boss for forever. Oh shit, I forgot to swap out runes and stuff. Blood gems, I mean. Whatever. Next time I go back. Actually, no, I made a commitment to use the scythe, so I'm gonna go back real quick and exchange blood gems with the Blades of Mercy. I'm real good at video games. Alright. Ready to leave now. Let's explore the research hall. Actually, I should probably update my stream real quick. I am no longer fighting the first Vicar. First order of business, as usual, is to excuse me, take out the scurrying beast for the goodies. Say hello to the locals. Okay. This pool is poisonous, so let's just grab the blue elixir and leave. Oh, there's another scurrying beast. Don't hide near the NPC. That is cowardly. Sorry, didn't mean to. Precious chunks. It was all worth it. Sorry again. Seems that all of the doors on the first floor are either locked or do not open from the sides, so we need to ascend. While the patient downstairs was friendly-ish, these guys are not. They have nasty headbutts, too. However, this area is actually, I have found, a great deal easier to deal with than the first part of the Hunter's Nightmare. It wouldn't do to underestimate the enemies here, but they are not nearly as fearsome as the old hunters are. though some of them are quite a bit more naked. Can't say I know why. Farming for blood chunks is actually kind of a pain. The best way to get it in the base game is probably just to farm up insight by helping people kill bosses and stuff. If you're really dedicated and determined, you can farm the blue-eyed werewolves in the Upper Cathedral Ward. They very rarely drop blood chunks. In the DLC area, there's actually a much easier enemy that also drops them that I'll get to eventually-ish. At any rate, there are some curious traps and tricks in this area. For example, these pressure plates cause all the caustic fluid on the shelves to explode. So, be careful. Mind your surroundings. They also alert dudes. I don't know why I dodged back there. I think I thought that was going to miss. These guys are never particularly threatening, but they do have a lot of health in this area. It might be a little premature to go on a killing spree. There are a bunch of curiously durable old men in this room, so it's a good place to get quicksilver bullets if you need them. They're not too threatening, but if you're not expecting them, the fact that they can take so much punishment can catch you off guard. Damn. There's also some elevators in this room, but one of them is not currently operable. This is a shortcut back downstairs.
Is that you, Lady Maria? No. You're someone else.
I'm currently wearing the Charred Hunter set, which you can find in Old Yarnum.
Please, could you do something for me? I need brain fluid. Murky, mushy brain fluid. Please, I need brain...
Well, no indication of where to find it, but I suppose we could help, I guess. So now we have a shortcut of sorts, though it's not especially helpful because, you know, it's not exactly a long trip up to the second floor. Some of the rooms actually have cards on them that you can tell what they're used for. Ah! that was a bit much. Like I said, it wouldn't do to underestimate the patients, even though they're not hugely threatening. They can actually do a lot of damage in a big hurry. Also, some of them are throwing stuff. This is probably against protocol. There's also a lot of them, so it's easy to get overwhelmed if you're not being careful. Physics! We've got quite the corpse brigade here. Oh, what do you know? An ambush. A little vandalism will reveal a hidden-ish door. Well, somebody is making a racket upstairs. I mean, he did ask. And this is called the burial blade for a reason.
But I won't do it again. I promise. The dawn darkness and what rises from its very depths.
Alright, well, unless somebody explicitly asks for it.
Take my hand. Please, help me. Don't let me drown.
So, as is clearly evident from this place, some bad shit went down here. Oh, a ladder. So, this is a curious variety of patient that has taken up arms and just sort of walks around hitting things. It's a bit childish, but I can't really blame them. They are also super easy to visceral attack because they attack with such wild abandon. There's a good chance that you're just going to catch them in an animation. So while they do have quite a bit of health and they can do a lot of damage, they're actually pretty easy to deal with. All things considered, anyway. There are a variety of nooks and crannies worth exploring in the building. We were actually already in this room, but we didn't have a chance to deal with the patients who were throwing vials at us. Not very threatening up close, but they can be a real pain. This is also a decent area to farm blood echoes because there's just kind of a huge amount of enemies. And none of them are hugely difficult to kill. There are better places, but if you're in the DLC and you need echoes, this is probably one of the better ones. There is a Gatling gun man at the top of the stairs who is actually having a real problem dealing with the patients. Fighting on the stairs is a little risky. Not the least of which because there's an angry old man with a Gatling gun shooting at you. Fortunately, if you go up with the patients, he will be distracted and you can more or less get to him safely. Though don't be in too much of a hurry. That was not good. That was very close to dying in a really stupid way. He's got a pretty good sniper's perch up here, so he's probably one of the more dangerous entities in the hall. Laboratory floor 5. A good rule of thumb when you're playing this game, especially the DLC, is just go on any elevator you see. If it takes you somewhere you don't want to be, then fine. But for the most part, it will almost always unlock a shortcut and you can just take it right back up. Oh, actually, I don't believe I've ever noticed that before. Seems like that's a quasi-shortcut, quasi-hidden passage. It's not hugely useful, but it's there. It's another hunter. I was sneaking up on you. Now, I couldn't get the visceral because of stairs, but the good thing is that he's using the cane form of the threaded cane, which is super easy to parry. The hunter's scythe is actually really good for getting in on other hunters. Whoop. He's got a repeating pistol. That's not good. Alright, could you come up here where it's flat? Oh, I dodged literally right into that. I'm really good. As hunters go, this guy isn't actually too difficult. The poison knives are sort of a waste of time.
Plop. 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 Plip. Plop. Plip. Plop. Plip. Plop. Plip. Plop. Plip. Plop. Lady Maria, I'm a robin. Will I ever grow up and become an egg? What say you? Lady Maria. Lady Maria, say something. Anything.
So, believe it or not, this is actually where we get brain fluid. Give the little sack people a love tap. They will temporarily deflate and drop brain fluid. And then they're fine. No worries. Well, actually, there's a lot of worries, but in the short-term sense, no worries. Or now I just need to remember how to safely get down from this particular perch. I think it involves dropping off. And if I'm not mistaken, this is risky, but can I make that? I don't think I can make that, but I'm going to try anyway because I'm not very smart. Rest in peace, me! No worries. This game is about learning things, such as where you can jump without dying. Let's see. Well, first we should give the fellowette in here the brain fluid.
Oh, thank you. You're terribly kind. Oh, it's wonderful. Oh, I hear the sticky sound. Do you hear it too? Oh, I'll have you know, I was once a blood saint too. That makes me happy, but I cannot move. Look, on my right arm. I'm sorry to trouble you, but you don't mind, do you?
I see nothing wrong with this. So that character is actually named Saint Adeline. And she is like Ariana and Adela in that she can actually give you special blood to use. Hers gives HP regen like Adela's does. Useful if you have entered the phase of the game where you can't actually get blood from those two anymore. But I always tend to forget that I even have it. Oh, he's having such a good time. This is a new variety of patient that doesn't have a head. They're rather easy to sneak up on, but they also have a lot of poise. Oh, where did my echoes go, I wonder? If you're quiet... You can get an easy backstab on them if they don't turn around at exactly the wrong time. There we go. Careful not to step on any pressure plates for no reason. Beware of sneak attack. Once you grab that item, there are some hostile blob monsters in there that come to life and try to attack you. They're not really worth fighting, honestly. They have a lot of health. Our prize for that room was the wondrous special item, the enlarged head. Oh, there are my echoes. Those shouldn't be too hard to get. Probably. I say hopefully. So, this is just the item if you were feeling like, this game didn't have an appropriate equivalent to the Xanthus crown or the old monk wraps. Sometimes you just gotta put something really stupid on your head. I suppose I could drop off here, but oh, whatever. I won't die. I'll just take a little bit of damage. Now I just need to successfully find the safe way down now. And it shouldn't be too hard. Could probably roll over onto that, but I feel like I shouldn't. I should just go with what I know will not kill me. I would say this is probably dumber just for hygiene reasons. Like, the cage is stupid, but it's also something that has, like, a function regardless of how... Hello. Silly it looks. This is just... You're putting on the dead husk of a mutated patient because why not? And you know, there are actually a lot of good reasons why not. So I think we've had enough of this for now.
Blop, blip, blop. Splish, splash, splish, splash. Blip, blop.
Well, I'll just leave him to his plipping and plopping, I think. Oh, this patient crawls around. It has a lot of health for whatever reason. It's also jumpy. That guy is still alive? He survived that fall? And only to be defeated by the ultimate foe, Bannister. That's very sad. Very sad indeed. At least he seems to be having a good time. Looks like there's some more crawly patients in here. I'll go for something with a bit more kick. They can catch you by surprise with how fast they move. We also get a new armor set, the decorative old hunter garb. There's only 2 pieces in the set for whatever reason, but they're both pretty good. I didn't mean to do that. Sometimes the movement controls on this controller are extant when I really wish they weren't. Beware of wheelchair. Sounds like reasonable advice. Oh, okay. This just pops back up in that room where the elevators are. I have been through this area before, but I will not say that I have a perfect grasp of where everything is. Goodbye, friend. Oh, wow. That was not smart of me. No, not smart at all, I don't think. Oh well, it's easy enough to get back up. I just need to pay ever so slightly more attention. Make no mistake, this DLC can fuck you up. Now we just have to find which enemy in particular has the glowy eyes. Oh, I have no idea why it was that one, but that made it fairly easy. Alright, now if I can just stop myself from getting interrupted by dying every 5 seconds, we might be able to make some actual progress in this area. Unlikely, I know, but stranger things have happened. I did beat Lawrence. It was very impressive. There was lots of magma. He's down there now. May he enjoy his time. I believe, actually... Oh, hello. Never mind. Right, there's a sort of special patient there that has a grab attack that lies in wait and ambush here. Dirty damp blood gem. I'm forgetting a key of some sort. I just can't remember where it is. I'll figure it out. It might just be in a place I haven't been able to get to yet. Imagine that. Whoa! Hi, friend. They've got pretty good reach, but they're not too threatening. Unless you do that, then anything is threatening. Try not to be too premature about celebrating your visceral attacks. Alright, I think this was just an alternate way up. It'll come to me where the key I'm thinking of is. Oh, another one of these guys. So soon. I will try to get him on flat ground. That really should have gone off, and I don't know why it didn't. What the hell? This is super irritating. What? Why is this not working? Why is video games so hard? Oh, whatever. Sometimes visceral attacks are weird. There's a bird. Now, as you might expect, this is a rather perilous place to do battle. So if you get ambushed by bird, he can actually knock you off pretty easily. So better safe than sorry. Rats are similar. Fortunately, you don't have to do too much combat on the rafters.
Listen close, and you too will hear the sound of water. Listen.
I guess I'll leave him to it. At any rate, the main goal for coming up here was to use this device. Not only does using this device put you up on a higher level, it also rotates the entire stair structure, which opens up areas that weren't previously accessible. This is the way back down. But there are a couple of things to explore.
Have you heard how curiously the sea churns? Like a storm, but like the rain, only gentle, like dripping water. It bellows from deep inside of me. through my inside, but gently, like little droplets.
Just in case we need more brain fluid. She'll be fine. Probably. Now this crow is interesting. It's actually carrying a lesser guidance rune for whatever reason. There's nothing particularly exciting in this chest, just a damp blood gem, which is appreciated. Oh, goodbye. Please be careful if roughhousing on stairs. Now, as I mentioned before, the stairs have rotated and a couple of new paths are available. There's also different ways to reach old areas now. It's a bit confusing. Oh, hello. Free poison knife, I won't say no to that. It's probably a jump I can make. I've made these claims before, of course. But there's no banister this time. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. No problem. Though I think I've already been here. Oops. I have a difficult time finding my way around this place, to be perfectly honest with you. Now we've already been through here. I can't remember if there was a point to this room or not. Wondrous treasure. Could just hop down, I guess, but that seems unsafe. Nothing but messages here. I hear that. That's a lot of them. Eh. Just trying to remember where to go. I mean, I know mostly where I need to be, but there's also something that I am missing that I know that can be found here, so I'm just trying to be thorough. Heavy weapons aren't too effective against them because they're very fast. I see no reason to go there. I guess I have to. Gang's all here. It's a bit much. I think I may have inadvertently placed myself in a spot that was really not advantageous to me. All from my love of sick jumps. Alright, I just gotta find a safe spot to drop down. If such a thing exists. This probably won't kill me. Here's hoping. Okay, we're good. No problem. This is another variety of patient. Ones that are sort of inching along in straitjackets. That one was guarding the lock shield. A lock shield is, oddly enough, a useful shield and not a gag item. It doesn't do much for physical attacks, but it will greatly reduce damage you take from basically anything else, such as arcane bolt and fire. Patient room floor 3. I believe there's also another ambush here. I see ya. Alright, that's what I was looking for. The underground cell key. That will come into play a little bit later. That is mostly it for this area. I think all that's left really is to fight the boss. Just once I remember how to get to that floor. That's probably a lethal drop from this height, so I will avoid it. Oh, that was fine. I thought that might do more. Of course, now here we are again with no way down. Life is confounding. This area is slightly hard to navigate, in my humble opinion. Now that the stairs have moved, there's actually a couple more items in the pool, and a bunch more straitjacket patients have popped up. Don't take them lightly, because they can do that, and that hurts a lot, and I think it also causes frenzy. That said, they're not especially dangerous if you just keep your distance, because they don't really have a good way of closing it. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. Like so many other things in this game, they are awfully noisy. Alright, the way is mostly clear, so let's take a look and see what's down here. Lethal damp blood gem. Lady looking for her eyes. And some cold blood. couple of other things have changed now that we've changed the stairs. But before we attend to them, we should probably go back and cash in on some of these echoes, because that's a lot. More than anticipated.
Gammon awaits you. Very well, let... Farewell, good hunter. May...
Actually, I think I'll check out some of my new blood gems. See if any of them are upgrades. Not for the scythe, it doesn't look like. Now that we've moved the stairs and reset the area, Simon the Harrowed is here.
Oh, hello. Not a pretty sight, is it? The true face of the blood-worshipping, beast-purging, healing church. But that's not all. You seek the secrets held by the nightmare, do you not? Then here's what you must do. Climb the astral clock tower and kill Maria. She hides the real secret.
He doesn't have much interesting to say.
Go on, she hide.
Oh, you know what? Actually, before we move on, what I do want to do is head back down to the cells, because we got that key. Some interesting stuff in there. Yes, very nice. Let me open the door.
Shrouded by night, but with proud unto beast only.
So this guy's only purpose is for you to hit him once. He'll die to literally anything, and then he'll give you his set. He is Old Hunter Yamamura. But he has seen better days. Aside from him, there are various goodies in the cells. However, one interesting thing is that even though we have the cell key, this is still locked, so we can't go and say hello to that guy again. However, there is a sneaky fellow in here. That gun hurt. However, he has a weird aversion to ever moving from behind the door. He is utterly stymied by door. I have found that it's actually more difficult to try and fight this guy legitimately than just doing the door thing, because he loves it back there. I don't know why. It would be nice if he would come out in the hallway so I could, you know, fight. But seemingly regardless of what I do, he just will not come out. Come on. Oh, there you are. He does quite a bit of damage. He also drops a new weapon. The church pick. The church pick is an interesting thing that sort of serves as a stabby sword. But you can also turn it into a war pick. It's rather interesting. Not quite what I'm in the market for, though. Alright, so I think there's one more door. No, that was the last of them. Alright, with that set, we should be good to go and to be able to fight the boss of the research hall. After that, I will probably break for the night, but we'll see how it goes. Before we begin, I want to switch out my armor a little bit. To specialize for arcane defense.
Hello? Hello? Is anyone there? Please, somebody. I need help. I'm trying. But I'm afraid the sound is fading. Hello? Is that who I think it is? Please. Please, I need brain fluid. The sticky sound is fading fast. Please bring me brain fluid. I must have it. That without it, I'll be sent back to my former, lesser years. Yes, that's it. Let me have it. Ah, I can hear it. Yes. The sound that guides me. Ah. Ah, thank you. Thank you so much. You have saved me. Take this charm. Lady Maria gave it to me, but it is all I can offer, other than my own blood. Please, do not abandon me. I promise to do good.
Well, a key isn't much of a charm, but we'll check that a bit later. Gonna go ahead and equip the lock shield. The ultimate goal of this entire exercise was to get to these doors.
Lady Maria.
And inside is the Living Failures boss fight. This is an interesting fight. You have to fight a bunch of different celestial emissary-like enemies all at once. It can get kind of hectic. Also, it's super loud for some reason. Whoa! have found that far and away the best way to deal with this fight is to gun parry. Their attacks are slow and easy to read. However, they do hurt. It's a little bit like the Four Kings fight, actually. It doesn't matter how many you take out. They all have a shared health bar. I need to have more faith in my parries. I actually sort of struggle with this fight, honestly. Especially since I seem to be having so much trouble doing visceral attacks tonight. Ow. Ow. Oh well. I'll give it another try. The failures are actually quite weak to both bolt and, whatchamacallit, piercing damage. Alright, this is already going a bit better. Alright, this is their showstopper attack. However, it's fairly easily avoided just by hiding behind the tree. Sometimes it's best just to sprint and get some distance. Try and separate them out a little. Other times it's good to get some gnarly slowdown. Another thing you can do while they're doing this is if you backstab one and get a visceral, you have quite a few invincibility frames to work with. And that's that. That didn't actually take as long as I thought it would. I have historically not been very good at this fight. Before we progress, there is the matter of the key that we got from Adeline, so let's go and attend to that. Now that's not the only way to beat that fight, of course. There are a variety of ways to take on the living failures. That's just the one that I prefer, because it gives you a lot of iframes, which is very useful when there's like a billion of them trying to hit you. Also, does anybody know what that guy in chat was going on about with his password? I seem to have offended him. The balcony key opens up a way to another lumen flower garden. In said garden, there are some interesting goodies. Kin Cold Blood is not that interesting, but it is helpful. Now, these patients are actually the same, more or less, as the living failures. They attack using the same sort of magic spells. That makes them fairly dangerous, but they don't respawn. And they're still fairly fragile, so it's not too big of a deal just to kill them before they can do anything too dangerous. Arcane resistance also helps quite a bit. I found that the Scythe is kind of being an MVP here. The fact that it keeps you pretty mobile while you're using it is actually really helpful, especially against like multiple enemies. At any rate, our reward for going to this area is the Black Sky Eye, which is a hunter tool. I don't believe I have enough arcane to use it, though. I'll check. No, I need 16, and I have... Okay. I think just for the sake of showing it off, I will put a single point in arcane, just so I can show the Black Sky Eye. To exit the Lumen Flower Garden... Oh, wait, did that guy drop something? Oh, it's just a blood vial. Oh well. To exit the Lumen Flower Garden, you have to do what you did way back in the Upper Cathedral Ward in the real world, and break the window. Your petty act of vandalism is rewarded by a scurrying beast. With the ever-precious bloodstone chunks. There's also a jump here that you can make for a treasure. I'm gonna try it. Huh, first time. Okay. I've fucked that up more than once. The treasure is not especially wonderful, but blood gems are always helpful. Don't give up. This puts you back all the way down here. So it would probably be faster just to go back down through the cells. Stop by Hunter's Dream. And then just warp back to the Lumen Flower Gardens. Alright, 1 point in arcane.
Farewell, good me.
And we can use the Black Sky Eye. It's basically Soul Arrow, however many months late. It uses a single Quicksilver bullet to shoot out a projectile that scales pretty well with the arcane stat. It's a bit easier to use than the Augur of Ebriotis, but it's not really something that will light the world on fire. It's something you sort of need to specifically build for, and the arcane build is kind of difficult. Now then, I need to start itemizing for a different kind of defense. It looks sort of silly, but This is the Astral Clock Tower.
A corpse should be left well alone. Oh, I know very well how the secrets beckon so sweetly. Only an honest man will kill you now. Prevent you from your wild curiosity.
So, one boss fight right after another. This is Lady Maria of the Astral Clock Tower. She is a hunter-type enemy, and thus fights quite a bit differently from the earlier boss fights. She's very mobile, when she wants to be anyway. She also has a bit of super armor, as well as a powerful gun. However, she's also fairly vulnerable to gun parrying. She can punish you pretty easily. Especially if you miss a visceral attack. That almost killed me. She's not an easy boss, but I would say she's probably one of the easier ones so far. However, like other bosses, she also has a phase change. Now her weapon is, Jesus, enhanced with blood, sort of like the Chikage. Dodging backwards will not get you anywhere, so don't do it. I say as I dodge backwards. Do as I say, not as I do. She's still parryable even when she empowers her blades with blood. God, that hurts. Timing is tricky too. Sooner or later, though, you sort of have to get aggressive. This is her final phase. And now her blades have fire as well as blood. It gets pretty hectic. That attack has ridiculous tracking. She is still parryable even when her blades are all crazy-like, but Failing a parry can be costly. Crap. This is a really fun fight, by the way. It's probably my favorite in the DLC. It also has the slight benefit of the fact that the boss run is non-existent. Once everything is through loading, you just pop up right next to it. I'll try to do this a little bit better this time. The only attack that she has that really has super armor is the overhead swing. You can interrupt most of her other attacks. That attack is actually reminiscent of the special ability of the Bewitched Elan Sword from Dark Souls 2. The best way to take this fight on is with a mixture of aggression and passivity. I'll dodge that one day. I should also probably pick up those. Oh, what? I object. The fire after trails are actually really difficult to deal with. Fortunately, she isn't quite the super tank that Ludwig is, and you don't have to deal with all the extra bullshit that the living failures have going on with them. As the night progresses, I become increasingly more eloquent. You also get probably the most superfluous lamp in the game. Do you want to return to Hunter's Dream from there? Or here? Literally within rock throwing distance. At any rate, once you win, you get the Celestial Dial, which is not much more than a fancy key. When you do hold it up, the clock tower starts moving. If you look closely, you can notice that on the spokes of the wheel, you can see Carol runes. And now we come to a very interesting place indeed.
Child. Mercy. Oh, please. Atonement for the wretches. Lay the curse of blood upon them and their children and their children's children forevermore. Each wretched birth and plunge each child into a lifetime of misery. Mercy for the poor wizened child. Let the pungence of God's cling like a mother's devotion.
Well, that's some heavy stuff. Something gnarly happened here, but we'll have to find out exactly what some other time, because I'm getting sort of tired. I will probably upload these streams to my YouTube at some point. But for now, thanks for watching and bearing with.